Out of the spotlight, Wikileaks released another batch of emails thought to be from Clinton's top aides. ABC's Cecilia Vega joins us now with all those details for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. The Clinton campaign calls this a crime reminiscent of Watergate, but worse. More than 1,900 emails released just this weekend. We are talking about a slow leak every day, a new batch. And the Clinton campaign knows this could be a problem for them every day until Election Day. This morning, thousands more emails appearing to show the inner workings of Hillary Clinton's campaign. Wikileaks releasing the newest batch of what are believed to be campaign chairman John Podesta's hacked emails. One showing just how much Clinton's team struggled to get her to apologize over that private server controversy.
But we won so big that everybody said, okay, that's enough, we're getting out of the race. And now I can focus on Hillary, that crook. I can focus on Hillary. Crooked Hillary.
I can say, trying to be in the middle of this and understanding what was going on, nothing could be further from the truth. Was information developing? Was the situation fluid? Would we reach conclusions later that weren't reached initially? And I appreciate the...
Madam Secretary, do you disagree with me that a simple phone call to those evacuees to determine what happened wouldn't have ascertained immediately that there was no protest? I mean, that was a piece of information that could have been easily obtained.
Well, but Senator,
within hours, if not days.
Senator, when you're in these positions, the last thing you want to do is interfere with any other process going on.
I realize that's a good excuse.
Number two, no, it's the fact. Number two, I would recommend highly you read both what the ARB said about it and the classified ARB, because even today there are questions being raised. Now, we have no doubt they were terrorists, they were militants, they attacked us, they killed our people. But what was going on and why they were doing what they were doing
Again, we were misled that there were supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make? It is our job to figure out what happened and do everything we can to prevent it from ever happening again, Senator. Now, honestly, I will do my best to answer your questions about this, but the fact is that people were trying in real time to get to the best information. The IC has a process, I understand, going with the other committees to explain how these talking points came out. But, to be clear, it is, from my perspective, less important today, looking backwards, as to why these militants decided they did it, than to find them and bring them to justice. And then maybe we'll figure out what was going on.
Person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit that the Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, sign up for his wish list, break up NATO, do whatever he wants to do, and that you continue to get help from him because he has a very clear favorite in this race.
Blackberries with hammers in the State Department. That's not what won the presidency.
Actually,
and by the way,
Evan, hold on. Can you fact check that? Hang on, Evan Perez. Hammers, fact check that for me, please, on the fly.
Yes, they did, Brooke.
As
you mentioned, there were 13 devices, mobile devices, and 5 iPads that the FBI said that, in some way were used with her private email server, and they did, in some cases, just destroy them with hammers when they were done using them.
That's a pretty good way of destroying. That's a pretty good way of destroying a device. That is absolutely not following the rules and regulations of the State Department. You know it. Your 52 reasons just went down to 1. No reasons left. Listen, here's the bottom line here. This is somebody who's disqualified from becoming president. She said that she didn't remember her training because of her concussion.
Boris,
does she still not remember things?
Enough with your grandstanding.
This is all. Listen, these are all
Hillary
facts.
Clinton, commonly referred to as Crooked Hillary, thinks that you, all of you, are deplorable, and totally irredeemable.
We're told by a couple of federal officials that the emails we had earlier been told that they were on an electronic device in an unrelated investigation. What we're now told is that that unrelated investigation is an FBI investigation of former Congressman Anthony Weiner of New York. There's been an allegation that he was engaged in some improper texting with an underage girl. The FBI has been looking into that, and we're told that that is where this device surfaced. And in looking at that device, some emails were discovered, and now the FBI wants to look and see whether they have any bearing on the investigation of the Hillary Clinton use of a private email server.
Do we know if this device was Anthony Weiner's device or Huma Abedin, his wife's device, who of course is a top aide to Hillary Clinton?
Yes, I mean, I should have said that the potential connection here is that Weiner is married to Huma Abedin, who was a top aide of Hillary Clinton when she was at the State Department. You're looking at a picture here of an earlier announcement by Weiner. That's her standing next to him on the right of the screen there. She was a top aide to Secretary Clinton at the State Department and has continued to be a close associate of Hillary Clinton's in the campaign. Whose device it was, whether it was strictly his, strictly hers, or theirs is not yet clear, but that's why they were looking at the device, we're told.
And so just to be very clear here, because this is politically going to raise a lot of questions, Anthony Weiner's being investigated for something completely different. They encounter emails that might somehow be related in some way to what? To Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server?
Well, yeah, because that's what we know that part because that's what Comey's letter to the Hill says today. He says that initially he had told the Hill, we've pretty much wrapped up our investigation, and it's more or less over. Now, in this letter, he says we've found additional emails that we want to look at to see if they are. He says that in the letter they may be pertinent to the investigation. They want to look at them. They want to see what their significance may be. Were any of them classified? So that's what they're going through now. So we know that that's why the emails discovered on the device were of interest.
All right, Pete Williams, we'll let you go continue reporting. Thank you so much.
You know, it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
Do you remember the word deplorable? Do you remember when Hillary used the word deplorable? She used two words. She used deplorable and irredeemable, right? And only being a politician for a few years, I said, what a terrible mistake that she used the word irredeemable. But it turned out to be deplorable. Deplorable was not a good day for Hillary. Crooked Hillary. She is a crooked one. She's crooked. She is crooked.